Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is clayrammage. I'm back again with another what sold video. And if you like these kind of videos and you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, please hit the like button and feel free to make any comments. So this month of June has not been a big sales month as far as quantity, but I've done a good job as far as selling higher priced items. So that's kind of exciting. And it's continued now through the second half too. But this is what I've sold from June 1st through June 15th. So let's just get right into it. One of the first things sold on June 1st was this glass eye iridescent vase. The Glass Eye is a glass company, I believe, out of Washington State, Seattle area. And they do some beautiful creations. I saw this, I don't even remember now where I picked it up, but it's beautiful iridescent glass with this little wavy pattern in it. And I've actually had this for quite a while. This was one of the first items I listed when I started back in November/December. So, but again, some of the more artsy stuff does take a little longer. You've got to find the right buyer. But quite happy. It was signed on the bottom. See if I can get a picture there. You can see a little bit. The signature on the bottom, 1988, so a nice vintage piece. So we shipped that off, so that was $30 plus shipping, and I'm sure I didn't pay more than $5 for it. So, but again, I don't remember. This item, it's a miniature tennis racket I found at the bins. It says Championship Wimbledon Wooden Tennis Souvenir Racket, and and it's really light, so I probably paid 50 cents for it. And I usually pick up tennis stuff just because our daughter played tennis and we like playing tennis. So anyway, picked it up, listed it. It took about a month to sell, so it didn't take too long. Sold it for $30 plus shipping. Good find. Again, there's not very many of those. I found one other one that sold. I sold this little lot of Maruri Masterpiece Bone China pieces. What happened was I originally bought 5 of the little thimble flowers as a set at an estate sale actually years ago. And I had them sitting on my shelf because I just thought they were cute. They're little, thimble size planters with the flowers in them. And so I decided to list them. And so I listed them earlier in the year. And a lady contacted me saying she had a collection, but she only needed 2 out of the 5 that I had listed to add to her collection. So would I be willing to sell her just the 2? So I made a deal, sold her just the 2, and I found the little trinket dish at the bins, and so I made a new lot with 2 because I found out another one of them was broken, and I don't know if I did that or what happened, but anyway, so I put the 2 remaining flowers plus the little trinket dish together as a lot, and that sold for $8.99. Again, these are not high collectible, but here's the markings on the bottom. These are made in Japan, and somebody on the ones I got, somebody had written each month because it was like a flower of the month that came out, so they wrote what month the flower was from, and the trinket dish was a similar kind of thing, but it's already pre-marked with August on it. But anyway, so that was a nice, so I sold 2 different lots, ended up selling them, getting rid of them, which was good. And this was part of my personal die-cast car collection that I put up for sale. These are 3 of them. They were still in the boxes. And so those sold for $10 plus shipping. I found this Star of David, or a Kai Star of David. I found this at the bins in a bag of jewelry. It is sterling. It's marked sterling, $9.25, I believe. Yep, right there. And so sold this for $20 plus shipping. Let's see. I just picked these hair barrettes up a few weeks ago with the bins. There's a whole bunch of them, but I selected just the ones. There was a bunch that said made in France. So I pulled those out. There was one new one in the bag, that one that was made in Taiwan, and then another one that was made in Taiwan, and that's the one with the mother of pearl and black lacquer on it. But I sold them as a lot, sold right after I listed them. This one, the buyer took a while to pay, so I had to file what's called a non-paid item claim with eBay, and then they contact the buyer, try to collect it, and eventually they did pay without getting a strike against their account. But sometimes it takes a little while, even though I send an invoice and reminders. Sometimes you got to get eBay involved to put a little more pressure. So yeah, and that one I did accept best offer of $12 plus shipping. So this item is a original oil painting by Val Magan, and I found this at a little consignment shop in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Paid $18 for it. Again, I paid up for it, but I knew his work goes for, $100+. This is actually a very small print, and he did this series called The Pear Family. This one is The Pear Family at the Beach. It's a lot of his stuff is done in the state of Maine. So I listed this, and I had it listed at $159.99. I've had it for probably close to 4 or 5 months, and so I accepted best offer of $100, which obviously is a big discount I gave him. But again, I'm all about moving it, and my goal was to get $100 out of it in the beginning anyway, so I was good with that. So boxed that up, shipped it off. Next item is this vintage Trico elephant creamer pitcher. This I got at an estate sale where I got a whole bunch of elephant stuff. I overbought on elephant stuff, but anyway, that's another story. But I did end up selling this for $10 plus shipping, so like $20. They got this little cute little elephant pitcher. It's made in Japan. This vintage tray I found at the bins. So again, I probably paid 75 cents or $1 for it. It's beautiful lace inside, 2 pieces of glass, and then the outside covering. There were some chips in the corners. In the one side, I believe this is the one. Nope. Well, where is the photos with the chips? Anyway, and but I did sell this for I took best offer of $14 on it. Shipped it to Hawaii, and when it got there, one of the pieces of glass was broken, which it was not broken when I packed it. And the lady did not save the box. She threw the box away immediately before she realized it was broken. And so I really couldn't. I asked her to, I would give her the refund and everything, but she wanted to keep it, which was fine. So, and she didn't ask for it, but I refunded her the price of the item, the $14, and just charged her the shipping. Just because I felt bad. I thought I packed it quite well, but something happened on the way over there that one of the pieces of glass broke. Fortunately, not in pieces, just a crack across the edge. Because she was contacting me to see if it was that way when I shipped it, and I was like, nope, it wasn't. So anyway, my thing is giving great customer service. I don't care necessarily how much money I make. It's all about the customer service. So anyway, that's why I did that. Didn't have to do it. A lot of people probably wouldn't have done it since she was fine with keeping it for the price she paid for it. But anyway, so next item, fur scraps. As some of you may have seen, I did a footstool. I covered it in an old fur coat, cut it up and covered it. I did a video on it a while back in February, I believe. And these were the scraps that were left over from the fur coat, which was the 2 sleeves and some other scraps. So here's the 2 sleeves. So I actually decided I'll just throw these out on eBay and see if I can sell them. And sure enough, somebody bought them. The lady told me she's going to put the sleeves onto her existing coat, and that's part of the reason I put them out there, because I saw that there's a fashion trend of fur sleeves, using real fur on the sleeves, but the jacket, putting them on another jacket that's just a plain denim jacket or leather jacket or something. So sure enough, so I sold those for $12 plus shipping. So for 20 some bucks, she gets her fur sleeves, which is a good deal for her. She was happy. I was happy. I found these Caribou Bowls a couple weeks ago at the local Goodwill. I actually found 3 of them. I gave one to my daughter since she works at Caribou occasionally. And then these two I put up for sale. These are handmade bowls. They're marked on the bottom, handmade for Caribou. They're of a red clay and just, darling little bowls. I'm assuming they're older bowls. Caribou does a lot of one-time promotional things, and this must have been one of those. Because I only found one other example. One sold on eBay. It was the Moose, which is the one that I gave to my daughter as opposed to the Cabin. And it sold for $17.50. These two I sold for $30 plus shipping. So that was a great deal. Excited about that. Here's a little donkey. This donkey is also one of those I bought at the same estate sale that I bought all the elephant stuff. And so this one I've had for a long time. It's been listed for a long time. Finally sold for $11 and plus shipping. So happy to see Mr. Donkey go. Here's the first item. We were out visiting my mom a few weeks ago and brought back a bunch of stuff to sell for her. And one of the things that I opened was this. She sent us a box full of jewelry. Well, in there was a bag full of watches. And I found this Zodiac watch. It was just the watch, no band. It didn't work. It was a chronograph, so it has the, extra buttons to start and stop. But none of it worked. It did, you could adjust the time, but it didn't work. So I took the back off, and the mechanism was there, 17 jewel, serial number, Zodiac mechanism. You want to take these pictures, so especially on a higher end watch. Zodiac watch is a really high-end Swiss watch and highly collectible. So I threw it out on as an auction for $99, knowing that it would, probably go for more. But I just wanted to see what it started at. Well, within 15 minutes, first I get an email from a person asking, what my best offer would be. And before I even get a chance to respond to him, I get another offer for $250 on it. And so it's one of those, I was at that point of, well, do I take the $250 now or hold out for more money? And I chose to take it now because I figured $250 now is better than who knows what I may get in the future. So again, it's way beyond what I expected, way beyond what my mom expected, because she didn't even know she had this kind of watch there. So this was an exciting sale. So I sold it for $250, shipped it off immediately, and the guy was quite happy to get it in non-working condition. So, and the crystal was all scratched. It obviously was well used, but again, the Zodiac brand is highly collectible. And so if you find one not working, it's still worth good money. So throw it out there. And then last, this is another one of my mom's items that I found in the watch bucket. This is a Hellbros, which is a German watch. Again, it's a jeweled mechanism, which means they actually use jewels in the pivot points in the watch mechanism because they run smoother and it doesn't wear out as well. And so this one had the broken crystal. This was what's called a self-winding, and they're kind of motion activated. As your arm moves around, it winds the spring mechanism. So I listed this. Again, I sold it within an hour of listing it for, I took best offer of $30. And that was right after the Zodiac watch. So, I mean, within minutes of listing these two watches, they were sold. And this watch actually was heading off to Taiwan. So that was exciting. And Mom was excited to know she's got some good extra money coming her way. But that's kind of our sales for June. They've been going well. Things are selling quickly when I list things. What I'd like to do is start getting some of my older items selling, but so far it's more the newer items, which is great. I'm all about that, but it's another reason why you need to keep sourcing new stuff to keep your inventory fresh and to keep people interested and going. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for the support, and encouragement, and catch you next time. Bye.